This is going to be a real talk with Gundam. I haven't done one in a while. Could be a year or more. And I had a couple things on my mind, that didn't really belong in this standardized video. How I felt that console gaming, well, I should say how I feel gaming in general, is becoming crap. A lot of people probably wouldn't agree with me. They'd sit there and say things like, God of War is out. And it's like, I don't care. I haven't played it yet. I'll admit that. I don't own a PlayStation 4 anymore because I sold it. But it's kind of sad that we hinge an entire generation on a singular game that does well. As I look at the gaming industry now, I see it full of bullshit. As it becomes more mainstream, it then becomes subject of becoming casualized. And when things become casualized, they become marginalized. They become copies of one another. They become these standard amalgamations of simple story that doesn't challenge you in any way. There's no thought-provoking motives behind anything that makes you look at your world differently or changes you as a person. And the gameplay mechanics continuously get dumber and dumber and dumber. And that's the price you pay with things becoming mainstream, because it has to become all-inclusive. I look at console gaming now and I think to myself how it kind of blows dick. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, and they'll just go, oh, you're a PC master race cuck. And to you I say, fuck you, eat my ass. I was gaming longer than you've been alive. I quit console gaming back in 2013. And the sad thing was, I got bored of gaming because I was on the console. I got tired of it. So I started doing other things with my life. Unfortunately, getting into PC gaming has ruined me and got me slightly interested in gaming again. But now that I'm older, I look at how everything is and I think to myself, this isn't how it should be. Gaming should be an entertainment medium. It should be something good. Like all the guys I grew up on and thought were geniuses in the gaming industry were always pushing to get the gaming industry the same level of respect and adoration as the movie industry and the music industry. It was like gaming was seen as like something for pariahs, It was seen as a goof. If you played video games, people made fun of you. If you were past fucking 12, they're like, why are you still playing video games, you fucking loser? Now everybody does it. You can make a career on Twitch of it. And that's the problem. As time progresses, I see more and more games that launch, and they're horrible. Star Wars Battlefront by EA is like a shell of what the original game was, and it blows my mind because I'm pretty sure the budget on both games I'm pretty sure the catering for the developers cost more than what it cost to build Battlefront 2 on the original Xbox and PlayStation 2, man. And I just think to myself, what the fuck? They remove all the vehicles and crap. You have to get special cards. It's ridiculous. I look at Tomb Raider. I just saw the new trailer. Lara Croft somehow has like Hulk strength. I watched the trailer and she gets a guy with like one of those picks you use to climb a mountain. This is an adult male, PMC, private military for those who don't know. He's got to be at least 250 pounds maybe straight 200, but if you add the gear, let's say 250. She hits him in the leg with this pickaxe and lifts him up in the air with one arm. And meanwhile, Lara Croft's arm is tiny as fuck. Like, it's just stick thin. How do I know? I look in the mirror. I have the same arms as Laura as I pose and I start flexing. And I'm like, I could raid some tombs too.
After all, who hasn't at some point in their lives found a red bikini in my sister's cupboard, slipped it on and paraded up and down in front of the mirror saying, "Ooh, aren't you a pretty thing?" Well, I haven't. I think it's sick.
And I'm just like, Jesus Christ. And when I think deeper on the game itself, it's not really about tombs anymore. She's not really tomb raiding. Occasionally, she goes past an optional tomb now. But usually, you're fucking running around and it's a shooter game now. That's what the fuck Tomb Raider is. Before, it used to challenge your mind because there were puzzles you had to figure out and they weren't simple. Now I play Tomb Raider and the puzzle I figured out like within 10 minutes or less. And I wasn't even really paying attention. I was also reading and sending messages and doing emails. Oh yeah, I gotta do this with the rope, huh? Okay, whatever. When I look at the Xbox One X and the PlayStation 4 Pro, I look at two consoles that were supposed to make up for the rush to market pieces of shit that they originally launched. And that's scary. On top of that, the community the Xbox branch has grown around itself is nothing more than an echo chamber of talking heads on YouTube who some of them can do great editing, other ones not so much, but they all pitch the same fucking narrative, that the Xbox One X is just as good as a powerful PC. And I think to myself, Not really. It's like going up to a guy who has the latest Porsche 911 Turbo, fully loaded, leather interior seats, heated seat, heated, steering wheel column or some crazy shit like that, GPS, slide control, traction control, Pirelli tires, Brembo brakes, Brembo fucking rotors, an engine that won't quit, a dynamic on-the-fly suspension controlled by Öhlins. Everything about it is premium. Even the paint job is on a whole other spectral level of existence. And you sit there and you tell them, well, my Honda Civic from 1998 is just as good. It gets me from A to B. It's the same experience. Like, sure, it's the same experience. But at any point in time, the guy in the Porsche 911 Turbo could go 0 to 60 and drift through a turn, while your Honda Civic's chassis could barely handle going through the turn at speed. Okay? You have to pay to be online. If the service goes down, suck a dick. If you ever wanted to change anything to have less visual fidelity for higher frame rates, suck a fucking dick. It doesn't exist. I saw that Xbox One X now supports 144 Hz. Why? What game does 144 Hz? On the Xbox, could someone fucking tell me? And I watch these guys sit there and perpetuate this crap, and I think to myself, what happened to people who just honestly told shit how it was? You don't owe a fucking company your loyalty. They owe you loyalty. You pay them. Why are you cheerleading anything? I don't cheerlead fuck. Now granted, I could say I'm a PC gamer, yeah. The reason why my proclivity is aligned to PC is because of the freedom I have. I don't have to pay for internet. I don't have to wait for some motherfucker at Microsoft's headquarters to sit there and go, uh-oh, PlayStation put out another exclusive game that's decent. What do we have? We have Sea of Thieves. Okay, let's make some more games from like fucking 10 years ago backwards compatible. And I watch people jerk off the fucking Xbox brand on Twitter. Oh, it's so great to play Knights of the Old Republic. Come on, man. You had to wait for them to patch that in. Do you not see the limitations of the console? What's limiting is the fact that you have to wait till they give you something and then you're grateful for it. I was playing Knights of the Old Republic as soon as I built my first PC back in 2013. I can still play it now. It's still installed on my new one. Well, it's not really new, but my updated PC, I've had it for a long time, but I can just go right in. No need to wait for backwards compatibility, none of this bullshit. And the other thing that bothers me about the continuous console gamer loyalty that seems unfounded is the fact that once the new console hits, sure, developers will support the old one for a little while until they feel the install base for the new console's there, and then kaputs, you're done, fuck yourself. You want to play this game? Get a new console. That's it. You can say what you want about PC being too expensive, but here's one thing that never changes. If you have a PC with a decent graphics card, it can last you 2 or more console generations. Without a shadow of a doubt. You can still hop on and play a newer game. You can adjust all the settings you want. It may not be blisteringly beautiful if you got a super old graphics card, but there is no sort of paywall that says, you can't play this because we decided it's only for this sort of Intel brand. I don't know, man. It's fucking fucked, dude. I'm just coming from a space of thinking of how ridiculous it all is. All its infighting, all of this brand loyalty. Watching Next Gen 720 become woke, only to become woke enough to move to PlayStation. So it's basically cheerleading for the other team now, when it should be cheerleading for yourself. When you hear about these guys buying multiple consoles to make sure that, like, Xbox does better than PlayStation in a month, that scares me. When you see guys like Colt Eastwood literally put out misinformation repeatedly and then just pretend like he never said it, and everybody just lets it slide. Just lets it slide. Even I've done it on Twitter. When I was dealing with a woman emotionally, she was having a breakdown, and Colt Eastwood was tweeting at me, and I was like, I ain't in the mood for this bullshit. I'll let it slide. Fine. You admitted to your mistake. But I didn't say what I should have said, where it's like, yeah, you admitted that you don't need a 1080 Ti to play Forza at 4K, but you only did it a day after another YouTuber did a video showing you could play Forza at 4K with all the Xbox settings or better at 60 FPS with a 1060. While Colt Eastwood was quoting Turn 10 Studios for the longest time, it was one of his talking points about console optimization, and you need a 1080 to play this game because that's how it is. And I just sit there and go, like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why would you bullshit people? Why would you tout this? Why would you bang it from the heavens? If you have any technology, knew that that shit was wrong. Anyone who knew a little bit about tech knew what Turn 10 was saying was a lie. And still he ran with it. And I think to myself, fucking A. Some of these YouTubers, man, they're no better than like the Fortnite YouTubers, who I'm going to get on in a little bit. But it's drained my soul to watch them. Videos upon videos of people making pandering videos. I know, right? Videos 4 times. For Fortnite, to entice children to watch them, to subscribe to them, to check out their streams, to buy their merch, because it's easy money. Because you can sit there, indoctrinate them, tell them everything they want to hear, pander to them, and then just you rake in the cash. Because at the end of the day, that's all they give a fuck about. Sorry, Chuchi, I didn't mean to snap. Right now, some of the console gaming guys are no better than Fox News and CNN. All of them. They have about as much integrity. They just sit there and pander to their audience. And for what, I don't know, because some of them don't even make money. I'm talking about you, JTech TV. Even though you'll never see this, because you are one of the most habitual echo chamber motherfuckers I've ever met in my life. I don't know what the hell I'm doing anymore. I mean, I've tried to sit back and not even bother with this shit. Like, I see it going on Twitter, and usually I let it slide. Because as I said before, arguing with some of these people is like playing with chess. It's like playing chess with a fucking pigeon. No matter how good you are, the pigeon's still going to shit on the board, and it's going to strut around like it won. And that's how things are going to be. Because right now, it's this whole us versus them mentality in everything in America. Whether it's politics, whether it's sports, whether it's which fucking console you like, or computer brand, Intel, AMD, Nvidia, AMD. Instead of people just looking and going, what's the best fucking deal for me? My loyalty lies with me. You should be pro you, motherfucker. I expect you to be pro you if you're on my channel. And a little bit pro me, because Lord knows I need it. And I think the biggest problem I have here is the fact that, like, I tell it how it usually is. And facts don't matter compared to opinions. And you know what? Maybe this is just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the Xbox is just super duper fucking amazing and I can't tell. Maybe PlayStation 4's rapid pack math really fucking matters. Which I assure you it doesn't. And yeah. Maybe I should just fucking go on Twitch and play video games all day. Seems to be the better road. You have more fun. You sure as hell make way more money than YouTube is paying me. And I don't have to live with an algorithm that continuously fluctuates and changes and adjusts my channel. Maybe I should just clean up everything I'm saying and, like, pull a, I don't know, Linus Tech Tips or something. But it's hard as hell not to curse.